Member for Port Moody, Coquitlam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Climate change affects every aspect of our natural environment. And no matter what we do, it's going to get worse. It's just a matter of how much worse it's going to get. And it's difficult for me to sit here and listen to the opposition, some of them claiming that they care about climate change, when in fact their previous government did nothing regarding greenhouse gas emission reduction. They set targets, but they didn't meet the targets. And in fact, greenhouse gas emissions went up. And who pays the price? We heard the previous member talking about volcanoes in Hawaii and say, well, basically saying that, well, since volcanoes are emitting all of this stuff, we can't do anything about climate change. Who pays the price? Who pays the price? Our communities pay the price. Our economy pays the price. Unexpected costs are going to continue to go up with more storms, more flooding, more fires, more drought. And these events will cause major disruptions to business operations, which can severely restrict economic output. So what's the solution? You know, when Donald Trump walks away from the Paris Accord, joining countries like Nicaragua and Syria, things look grim. But are they? The reality is, despite Donald Trump, despite other higher levels of government that aren't taking action, cities all over the world are taking action. In the United States, 250 cities have made a commitment to reach 100% renewable energy by 2035. Chicago has embarked on an ambitious energy retrofit plan, reducing carbon emissions and saving $45 million a year on heating and cooling costs. New York is investing substantial money, billions of dollars in energy retrofits. San Francisco has met its goal of reducing greenhouse gas emissions at 25% below 1990 levels by 2017. And they did this when the population increased by 20% and the GDP grew by 111%, proving that dealing with climate change is not bad for the economy. It's in fact an economic opportunity, and each of these cities alone won't solve the climate crisis, but together their impact is incredible. The climate crisis won't be solved by focusing on the enormity of the problem, but by supporting existing efforts of cities and businesses and individuals. You know, I met a CEO of a tech company recently, clean tech company in Vancouver. And Vancouver is the greenest city. They're doing great work on this. But he was trying to do energy retrofits on his home. And he had so many challenges doing this, finding the contractors, getting the grants, and he doesn't think he's even going to be able to get the grants because it's too complicated. I met a city councilor who described to me how a homeowner wanted to replace oil furnace tanks because it was leaking. And there's a great opportunity there to put heat pumps into the home, but they didn't do that. They bought another oil tank because it was easier to do. And this city wants to provide low-interest loans through local improvement charges to help homeowners to upgrade to heat pumps, but has struggled with the provincial legislation. Cities are at the front line of the climate crisis. They produce 70% of global CO2 emissions. They're trying to do the right thing. And we, as a higher level of government, can partner with them and help. A lot of these emissions, for example, are coming from existing buildings. Together, we can remove the barriers that stand in the way of energy retrofits on those buildings. Together, we can provide a mechanism to amortize the high costs, the high upfront costs of these retrofits. Together, we can help reduce the complexity of doing the upgrades, helping to find the appropriate contractors, navigating the grant process and the permitting process. Together, we can share knowledge of the benefits so that everyone knows how easy it can be to upgrade their home and what the benefits are in terms of greenhouse gas reductions and savings on energy costs. The problem of climate change is enormous, but the solution is simple. We can work together and work towards a solution. that'll address the climate crisis. Thank you very much.